X-ray, battle X-ray, battle 6, you read me? You read me? Loud and clear, what's your status? What's your status? Sam's back, we got pull up. We got pull up. Say again. Wait a minute. Say again. Battle 6, say again. Battle 6 is battle X-ray. Come in. Come on, son. Battle 6 is battle X-ray. If you can't talk, keep your hand still twice. Battle 6. We lost him. Son of a bitch. Falcon X-ray, Falcon X-ray. This is Battle X-ray. Battle X-ray is Falcon X-ray. Go ahead. LA's been compromised. I repeat, LA, the city, has been compromised. Gotta try something else.
I don't think the president immediately knew how dire the situation had become. I mean, the swine flu and mad cow disease came and went almost without notice. But as we know now, this was something entirely different. If you go back and look at the world situation during its first months, it couldn't have come at a worse time. We still had thousands of soldiers in Iraq. Afghanistan had just been vamped up. Gas prices were near $6 a gallon. There was unrest in the Middle East. Japan just had a major tsunami, and we were nearly bankrupt as a country. Our nation was already being tested. Then all of a sudden this. Once it started, that was it. Our world as we knew it was flipped. And there was no going back.
I was 21 when the infection broke out, part of Bravo Company, part of the 185. We were National Guard. Some of us have never even deployed before. Part of us, or hardly any of us, have even had any combat experience. We were told we were to deploy to Afghanistan. And they weren't fucking slow, pardon my language. You think it would have spread like that if they could walk slow? We would have laid into them with automatic fire. You think my friends would have died if that was the case?
We could recap the whole war against the undead. We could go back to its beginnings in Panama, where the plague started, and in a matter of weeks took over half of the world. We could go back to when the president was forced to give up his power to the military after the fall of Los Angeles. We could tell the story of how in 2013 General David Petraeus put forth a plan that would eventually rid the world of the undead curse. But that has already been done. Operation Zulu, the turning point of the war, has been so widely reported on and recreated in other films that portraying it here would just be another rehash. Rather, this is a story of immense courage told by the only one who still remains to tell it. This is the story of Gory Ridge. I was told that you were not in the main battles in the cities that were so widely televised and, recreated over and over.
That's right.
I was told you were on Gory Ridge.
That's right.
The battle for Gory Ridge was a small part of the Victorville campaign, which is the most overlooked battle during all of Operation Zulu because it was such an abysmal failure. They were a National Guard unit, first of the 185, that was activated just to clear out the Inland Empire. They were successful there, but were again activated before they could get any rest and ordered up to Victorville to clear it out. They were torn apart. Only after Los Angeles was retaken were the units and air power released that were needed to eventually take back Victorville. Of the 800 soldiers originally sent up to Victorville, only 40 survived. Only 2 of them were from Gory Ridge, and only one of them lives to tell the story of it. Do you mind telling us what happened up there on Gory Ridge?
They called people with the disease the Walking Dead. But I disagree. When we rucked from Victorville to Gory Ridge, we'd been in hard combat for 4 days, without sleep the whole time. We were the Walking Dead. We were in bad shape. We were barely even able to function. Our bodies were wrecked from 4 days of constant fighting. We were so tired, the guys were putting hot sauce under their eyes just to stay awake. We had been in that fucking nightmare campaign in Victorville for 4 days. Now they were sending us up to that ridge, some ridge, to help out a unit that was supposedly worse off than we were. How could they be worse off than us? By then we were only the size of a small fire team. Our company went up to Victorville with 80 men. We went up to that ridge with only 4. We walked up this road and entered what we thought was this unit's fob. Some house that they took over. We knew it was bad when we saw civilians guarding the front gate. We knew what that meant. They were the only ones left. Some captain, I don't remember his name, was the only person I saw wearing a uniform there. He greeted us as well as he could. I think he was expecting more than what we had brought.
You guys part of Bravo?
No, not part of it. We're it.
Who's in charge?
Oh, you see.
Alright, come on.
Alright, guys, take it. Fuck it.
Please have a seat.
Sir, if I was sick, probably fall asleep.
Alright, we'll stand. I want you to know right now, if I knew how bad off you guys were, I wouldn't have asked for you.
Gotta be upfront, sir. We've been up for 4 days now. To be real with you, we're low on ammo. If you give us a few more hours before we move, we'd be more of use.
I hear you, soldier. I do.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen.
You hear that? We need your help, specialist.
There's only 4 of us. I don't see how we're gonna be able to help them.
You know how many men are up there still holding on? 5, Perez. And we need your help now. See all these people here? If that ridge falls, they won't have a chance. And if that ridge falls, the rest of this town will be able to run.
Well, how many infected are we up against?
Did you respect him?
Well, yeah, he was my best friend. He never wanted to be in that position. He was only an E4 and went up to the ridge, and he was only 22. He never deployed before, and none of us knew our shit. Before this, we only trained 2 days a month, and after that, we forgot it all.
Cleaned out hundreds of them last week, but most of our guys got overrun and got the disease.
But after all that death and stress, here he was, Specialist Perez, thrown into that situation, where he had to lead these 3 exhausted privates on this god-awful mission.
Any good news?
Actually, there is. Out of Los Angeles. Looks like they made a breakthrough. Looks like we almost took the city back.
Well, that's good, sir, but it really doesn't help us up here.
Yes, it does, son. And as soon as Los Angeles is cleaned up, all those resources will be transferred up here. That includes air power. And when you get up there, you won't have to hold out long.
If Los Angeles is taken.
That's correct.
It's a shitty deal, sir.
It is what it is.
I knew Perez did everything he could to get us some sleep, but he was just too good of a soldier to turn down an order, especially when he thought he could help the guys up there.
Alright, sir. What do we do?
Up the main road here, it splits off to the right. Where it splits is where our boys are holding out. You're to reinforce them and hold off everything that comes at you. Got it, Perez?
Yes, sir. Hold the fucking road.
Take 2 hours to get you guys some sleep, but after that, you move out.
Roger that, sir.
Fucking kill me.
You get the omelet?
Yep.
Cheese and veggie omelet.
What do you want us doing, Prez?
Go up on that ridge and hold off Zulu.
What the fuck?
You heard that? We cursed up a storm.
Seriously, bro? Fuck that.
I know, but he's giving us hours to rest.
Rez, that ain't shit. Not compared to what we lost.
I know, but if we don't go up there soon, those guys up there, they're not gonna be able to hold on.
What the fuck we gonna hold out with up there?
Well, what do we got, O'Leary?
Oh, less than 10 rounds, Prez.
Down to my last 3.
One in the gat, one in the pistol, one in the AT-4.
And I got 4 mags.
Perez, that ain't shit.
No, it ain't, but see that over there? I don't know, we gotta try.
But we knew it had to be done, and maybe, just maybe, this captain wasn't trying to just raise our hope.
Only because it's you.
Maybe Los Angeles was going to be taken back. Maybe we were really going to get some air support.
We are so fucked, son.
Maybe it was all just bullshit. I didn't even want to think about it. I just wanted to get some sleep.
Alright, just take this 2 hours.
Good enough for me.
Wake up. What the fuck? Hey, we gotta go. It's an emergency.
It's only been 5 fucking minutes.
We gotta go. Let's go right now.
Not even 5 minutes after I close my eye, this kid wakes me up and says, "Come on, we got to move. We got to go. We got to go." The guys up there got overrun, of course. Again, we didn't get any sleep. Again, I felt like a machine.
Lord, we just pray that you would watch over these brave men as they indeed will be walking through the valley of the shadow of death. And by your grace, bring them home safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
With no sleep, hardly any ammunition, no food. Again, we rolled out. We've been a couple of nasty girls, but that was the hand we were dealt. It was our job to secure that road, and that's what we were going to do. Once we got there, it looked as bad as it could. There was nobody around.
Hello, anybody up here? Friendly's down here!
Shit, Perez. Let's move him over here.
A couple of dead, infected, a couple of our own. But other than that, it was just completely ghost. Perez radioed the captain and, tried to suggest that we come back, telling him that he didn't think we could hold out. But, of course, the answer was no.
Roger that, sir.
Hey, what the fuck are we gonna do, Prez?
What the fuck was that?
I have no idea.
When we heard that scream, we all just kind of looked at each other. We just knew it wasn't going to be a good day.
I know it's fucked up. I say we just take our losses and get the fuck out of here.
And go where? Fucking town?
We argued for a while, and Kid suggested that we just up and run. Nobody would have ever known. I agreed. Perez knew better. I just wanted to sleep.
We hold it like we say we would. Those people back there.
He knew if we left, we would never forgive ourselves. And if we left those civilians at the fob, they would have not had a chance in hell. He said that the air power from Los Angeles would be up there in no time. So we all said, all right. So we set up. We split up on with two separate teams, one on each side of the road. The idea was as good as it could have been. One guy watched the road, one guy watched the back.
Don't fucking fall asleep on me, alright?
Of course, looking back now, we could have done it different. But nobody was even thinking. Any plan that involved us not moving anymore sounded good to us.
Where the fuck you going? I'm gonna go up there and check our flanks. See if there's anybody out there.
Out of nowhere, Perez decides to go up and cover our flanks. I don't know where that came from. I mean, it was a good idea. He could get some better bearings on where Zulu was going to come at us from. But I was on my own in the prone, and there was no staying awake. I bet I wasn't awake 2 minutes after Perez left. The other two, they didn't have the strength to stay awake. It wasn't a matter of if we were going to fall asleep. It was a matter of when. And it wasn't a matter if Zulu was coming for us. It was just a matter of when.
Gear!
I thought I was done. I thought they were going to kill me if it wasn't for Perez. Zulu kept coming and he said go, and I said no, not unless you go. Then he stopped firing and took me close and said, I will see you again, I promise you. His eyes were so assured. With that, I figured he knew something I didn't, so I just ran. Kid and I were running out of ammo left and right. We knew this was going to be it. We knew we were going out. What happened next, I still can't believe
Did Perez make it?
Strange things happen in war. People die that shouldn't. people live that shouldn't. On that day, it was both. I was convinced we were going to die. If you look back at the records, Los Angeles wasn't taken back for another 3 days. And the air power had 3 days of recovery after that. But here we were with these jets coming in and out, dropping ordnance so close that it should have killed us. But here I am, and their kid was.
What do you think happened?
I truly believe somebody up there was looking after us that day. I believe it was because of Perez's faith. He knew we were going to make it out of there. If he hadn't stayed back, we would have been overrun. All those jets would have taken us out. People say that God steps in all the time to help them out, but I know on Gory Ridge, he did. And I think Perez knew it in his heart, and I think he always did. He promised air power would reach us, and against all odds and records, it did. And he promised me that I would see him again. And Perez never broke a promise.